Tava, for waking us up. We appreciate it. That was wonderful, and giving us great information about the history of the white cane. So next up on the agenda, we have What the White Cane Means to Me by a veteran, and that will be by Mr. Chris Sammons, and he is the president of the Blind and Veterans Association, Central Arkansas Blind and Veterans Health System.
Thank you. Before I get into my topic, I wanted to say to my blind friends that I'm legally blind, but I'm not totally blind. And I wanted to mention I've been looking around at the sweet spot, as some of us recognize, and this is just a beautiful facility. If some of the sighted people would be able to describe it to those of us who are not well sighted. It's a beautiful facility, and the people with the state have really set the situation up really well. So I think we should really appreciate them and give them a round of applause for this gathering. Thank you. It's just a fantastic facility. So thank you again for inviting me. And last year I spoke about what the white cane means to me, a veteran. I spoke that the white cane meant respect. As Gustavo had mentioned, it definitely does that. But this year, things change, times change. I believe that the white cane now means something different. I believe now that we in the blind community are the experts in orientation and mobility, which is very important. With our independence, as we have heard, that the white cane gives us, we are the experts, and that's very important with all of the increase in vehicular versus pedestrian incidents out there, whether it be with car or with train, what have you. I think that we should step up our expertise and dispel that out to the community. My veterans and myself have been engaged in doing such. I myself have visited just last month a local private Christian academy and talk to them about orientation and mobility. And I think it's very important, especially with Halloween coming up and darker times during the winter, to get that out to the younger generation. So again, thank you very much for having me come here to discuss this very important subject. Independence with the white cane is essential and a big part of what makes the white cane so very important. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for your service, Mr. Sampson. Thanks to all the veterans for your service. So next we have on our agenda creative descriptives, and that'll be by Mr. Grant Watkins, audio describer. And then we will have Arkansas Information Reading Services, AIRS, by Ms. Teresa Bertram, Director of Arkansas Information Reading Services, AIRS. And following her, we will have Friends of Arkansas Information Reading Services, FAIRS, with representatives from the FAIRS.
Hello there. Thank you so much for having me here to speak today. My name is Grant Watkins. I am the lead with Creative Descriptions. We are an audio description company based here in Central Arkansas. We provide audio description for live events such as theater, concerts. I hear the Banana Balls coming to Ray Winder Field at some point. That might be really fun, something fun to describe. So I do want to take a second to acknowledge and thank again Dr. Cassandra Williams-Stokes and Teresa Bertram for all the wonderful work that y'all are continuing to do at AIRS, and for your continued partnership and support for not only Creative Description, but audio description at large. So here, yes, happy to be here to speak with you today about something that has become really near and dear to my heart over the past year or so, and that is audio description. If you're like me, you might not have, like me a couple of years ago, didn't really know what audio description was, or if you maybe heard the term but not exactly sure what all goes into it or how it's done. I'd like to take a little bit of time to just talk about how we do audio description and the process of sort of that we go through to achieve it. So audio description is the narration of important visual or nonverbal elements and actions that occur within a theatrical or film performance or some other type of visual medium. So in other words, we seek to verbally describe what would otherwise have to be inferred visually. I'll be using the theater a lot because that's where we've done the majority of our work. So in theater, we'll describe in detail, things like the set design, lighting, costumes, any pertinent physical attributes of the performers or any actions that they do perform. So how do we do it? We currently have two ways that you can access audio description through Creative Description. We've been fortunate to partner with a lot of theaters here in the Central Arkansas community, and we hope to grow that number exponentially over the next few years. So some of the venues do have specific AD scheduled performances for every production in the season. So theaters like the Arkansas Repertory Theater, the Children's Theater over at the Arkansas Museum for Fine Arts, they have set specific dates for us to audio describe. Other theaters do it by individual request, so if you see a play or a musical or some other event that you may be interested in getting described, reach out to that venue and let them know, because that's how we can grow and do this more and more. So the actual creating of the description, that's pretty much half of my job, creating the description and then delivering the description. So I'll usually obtain the script of the show at least 2 weeks prior to the audio description date. We also try to get an archival video of the production so I can watch that video and make notes of elements like physical actions, set and lighting changes, the passage of time between scenes, and the order of final bows at the end of the performance. I will say this is especially fun for musicals, whenever they have really big extended dance breaks and lots of craziness going on, and so stuff like that is really awesome. I will say, as an audio describer, it is my job to present what is happening visually without putting my own inference or my own bias onto them. Instead, we want you, the listener, to be able to use the narration in conjunction with the tone and the context of the show to draw your own conclusions. So, for instance, instead of saying something like, "The man smiles maniacally," or "She looks outside longingly," you get a sort of a sense of it, but it's not, it's putting my own inference on what is happening. Instead of saying something like that, I would say, maybe he wears a wide-toothed grin as his eyes widen and bulge, or her eyebrows rise and furrow as she gazes through the window. So I want to physically describe what is happening on stage and let you draw your own conclusions about the emotional state of the character. So after writing up all of my descriptions, I'll rehearse the narration with that video, ensuring that I'm giving enough description without stepping on any of the lines or other important sound effects or cues or anything like that, because the play is the thing. You're there to enjoy the performance. So I don't want to get in the way of what the performers are doing. We also create pre-show notes for every production. This includes design, acting, and crew credits listed in the program, a list of characters and a description of costumes and other physical attributes that are relevant to the performance, and a full description of the set, complete with things like colors, dimensions, placement on stage, and design style. Once we get all those pre-show notes written up, we send those as a large print document and an MP3 audio file to everyone who's going to be attending at least 48 hours before the day of description. And we also play those pre-show notes on a recorded loop before the show while you're at the theater. So, you've gotten your tickets, AD is scheduled, it's the day of the show, y'all. What can you expect whenever you get to the theater? We use personal listening devices to broadcast the description wherever you may be sitting in the theater. So as part of that, we'll pass out those little listening devices. They're about the shape and size of an iPod Nano, if you remember those from back in the day. They have a little circular volume control in the middle and a small earpiece that fits around one ear. Several of the theaters that we've been describing with and have been partnering with will provide set tours before the show as well. So those are usually led by the stage manager who is literally running the show once the production, the performance run starts, I should say. Usually led by the stage manager or another member of the crew. So what we can do, we go up on stage and they will provide an additional description of the set, including things like reasons for specific design choices, how they went about achieving the desired effect or look, and they'll also often have an array of props used during the show available for tactile inspection by the attendees. So once the set tour is done, you can mill about, grab some refreshments, hang out until the theater opens, usually half an hour before the show starts. And once the theater does open for seating, that's when we'll start playing those recorded pre-show notes on loop. And once the show begins, I just deliver my narration, following along in my script that I've written out. And of course, since it's live theater, making sure to account for any instances of improvisation. It's live, who knows what can happen. I remember specifically when we described Hair earlier this summer at the Arkansas Repertory Theater, there was one of the characters who had a big monologue at the beginning of the show, and he addressed the audience directly, and a lot of them. So, you get a different audience every night, you're going to get a different interaction every night. So, stuff like that keeps it really fresh and alive, and you got to make sure to think on your toes, that's for sure. And after the performance, we'll gather all the listening devices. We'd love to hear your feedback, any criticism, suggestions. We want to know what you want to hear. Things that would be beneficial to you. You can direct all those questions to creativedescriptions@gmail.com, which brings me to a little bit about the history of our company, Creative Descriptions. The company was founded by my mom, Sandy Pinkstaff, in January of 2023. A little bit about her. She received her bachelor's in choral music education and music therapy from Henderson State University. She was the choir teacher down the street at School for the Blind, both before I was born, while I was born, for the first 10 years of my life. So I have such fond memories of running through those halls, listening to all the music and all the shows that they would perform. She also received her master's in teaching children who were blind and certification in orientation and mobility. She served as a board member and president of the Arkansas AER from 2014 to 2020. And she received her training from live performance, AD training from live performance and visual art from North Carolina-based company Arts Access in the summer of 2022. And she is retired from full-time teaching, but she continues to oversee Creative Descriptions and also works as a Braille teacher to students in rural districts throughout the state. I have a little bit of a different background. I joined the company earlier this year in January, and I have a theater background. So I did my first school play down at Booker Arts Elementary, this Cowardly Lion and Horace Man, and Captain Hook across the river at North Little Rock High School. I studied history and theater at the University of Missouri, and I've been fortunate to work professionally as an actor and a musician for the past 15 years or so. And I really think that it is our respective backgrounds that are such an asset for us. For my mom, this is the continuation of a lifetime of advocacy for the blind community. And for me, audio description is a new and exciting way for me to interact with theater. But more importantly, it's a way for me to share my love of theater with a wider audience. And for me, that's really what it's all about. Awareness and inclusivity. Many folks that we talk to are not even aware that audio description is being offered here in Central Arkansas. But I will say we have so much help from individuals and organizations in getting the word out, but we need your help too. Speak with your friends, family, your neighbors. Let them know that these resources are available to you. And if there's a show or event that doesn't yet have a scheduled AD time, contact the theater or the venue and let your voice be heard. Your voice is the most important and powerful tool for spreading awareness, both that AD exists as a resource for the community, and that venues recognize that everyone has an unquestionable right to be included in every single sphere of our society. I do have a couple of quotes from people who have, particularly in our audio description. The first one being, "You mean to tell me I won't have to lean over during the play and ask my wife what just happened?" Maybe a little bit of knowing laughter out there. And also, quote, "I had a device that gave me insight into the play. It was personal, it helped describe everything on stage, actions as well as emotions that might not be evident. It is my firm belief that nothing brings us together like the arts. The arts, they create a sense of community that no one should ever feel excluded from because of vision loss. Art is made by everyone, for everyone, and it is our hope at Creative Descriptions that we are able to share our love of art with you in a meaningful and personal way. Thank you very much."
Hello, I'm Teresa Bertram. I am the director of Airs Radio. Radio is a little off of what we really do. We are a reading service. We read, we read newspapers, magazines, books, whatever, for publications. Our local staff reads out of Arkansas stuff, and then we also have international and national stuff as well. Besides the reading, we do podcast type things. I specifically enjoy doing an entertainment show because I want everybody to get out and get about and enjoy our natural states. And we also have shows from Disability Rights Arkansas, and I just signed up with the Arkansas Outdoors people. So that's going to be a new podcast coming up pretty soon. It's not yet, but pretty close, and I'm super excited about that. We do have 4 different ways you can reach us. And we do have a table over in the back, so when our program is over, please make your rounds to all the different tables of everybody that has come out and joined us. We are over there. And so if this information that I'm giving to you, because I know you're not going to write it down, I do have it in a nice little flyer that you can take home, so you can have it for yourself. But we are on the AETN Channel 2-4 audio, so we reach people that way. We are on the internet at airs, airs.aetn.org. Now, if you don't want to sit around and wait for your favorite Tuesday program at 11 o'clock, because we don't have time for that, we do have everything put on a telephone. It has a telephone number, 844-888-0981. And you can find your favorite program at any time of the day. And if you have Alexa, you can say, "Hey Alexa, open Airs Radio." So those are the ways that you can find us. And we are just really happy to give out any information. If there's organizations, NFB, ACB, anybody really that has things that they want to put on our show, just give me a call or email me, and we are open. Airs Radio was established by Arkansas Act 74 of 2007, so we are protected, and it is a specific service that we provide for you, and thankfully that can't go away unless they decide to get rid of our act, but I hope not. And we are governed by our Fairs Board. They are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and they help me guide what needs to be put out on the radio. They give me suggestions. We have been partnering with Creative Descriptions. I am so happy about this partnership for audio description. Not only do they do theater, they're open to do events. So if you have an event, specifically I think this last one, Miss Cindy led over at the bridge. Our audio description, Cindy was there to give description and talk about the walk and talk about the buildings. And hopefully pretty soon she's going to give me that audio so I can put it on airs. But we're really thrilled to be partnering with them. And really, that is our service. And I hope you use it because we do a lot of good work and we want you to be able to listen to it. You can listen to it any time of the day. If you're up at 3 a.m. in the morning and just need a friendly voice to talk to you, you can talk back if you want to. I don't really care. But we're there. We're there for you. We got a lot of good books. We have a lot of good theater on there and popular stuff like Arkansas history and just a lot of good programs. So come check us out over at our table. I'll be happy to give you a business card and a pamphlet. And now I want to introduce my fair's president, Larry Whaley.
Hello, everybody. I'm sure it's nice to be here today. And I am the chairman of the board for FAIRS, Friends of Arkansas Information Reading Services, and we consider it an advisory board. I think it's better described as a support board because Teresa doesn't need a lot of advice. She does real well. So we give her a lot of support, and she went through the things that's provided pretty well. So I'm going to talk about the White Cane because it's White Cane Day. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a personal experience with me when I first started using the White Cane. I was at the Arkansas School for the Blind as a student, and I had some vision at that time. I was able to see to get around and everything, but everybody there, including me, knew that vision was not going to last. So I thought it would be a good idea if I would, develop a little bit of skill with the White Cane. So a wonderful mobility instructor by the name of Barbara Raines started teaching me how to use the White Cane. And she put me through what most of us has all gone through downtown. And we'd go downtown and she would give me an assignment, an address that I had to find. And I remember one time she wanted me to go find a makeup counter in one of the stores. And I said, now why in the world do you think I need to go find a makeup counter? But when I got there, and using my cane and everything, I got there, there she was waiting for me. I have a feeling she wanted to go to the makeup counter. I don't know. But anyway, that was a good experience. Even though I had vision to see to get around, I did learn cane skills and all of that. So I finished school. I didn't use the cane. I went ahead and finished school, graduated from the School for the Blind, and went to college. And still, I wasn't using the cane. I could see to get around the campus, and I did very well. As a matter of fact, I gave tours of that campus a lot for potential students and things. And I did that. But I was losing vision the whole time. It was gradually decreasing. And my last semester in school, got to the point that I just could not see objects or sidewalks or things. So I went and got the cane, the very cane that I was taught to use probably 6-7 years earlier at the School for the Blind. I kept up with it all that time. I kept it in the closet. And when it came time for me to use it, I went and got it. And I was really happy to have it because I could see to get around. I mean, it could assist me in getting around the campus, keeping me from falling down steps and tripping over curves and things like that. The cane is, as others have said here, the cane is a symbol for sure. It says, hey, that's a blind person, but that's not its main use. It is a symbol of independence for us who are blind and have to use the cane. But it's a tool. It's a very good tool. It's very practical. as Gustavo said, and Gustavo, thank you for that history of the White Cane. That was interesting. But as Gustavo said, we have all these electronic devices and everything, but with electronic devices that are out there, you still have to use the cane. And even people who use guide dogs, and I bet Eric Yarberry, I may be wrong here, but I bet he has a cane with him today in a backpack or in the pack on the dog. I bet he has a cane with him. Because dogs are like everybody else that think. Sometimes they have bad days, and sometimes they just don't want to work. So it's always good to have a cane around, even with the cane. And with the electronic devices, we have to use the electronic devices. And it's great to have it. It works very well. And as somebody else said earlier, you don't have any, well, I think Gustavo said it doesn't have batteries, you don't have to charge the batteries, and you don't have to feed it. And you don't have to walk it outside and pick up after it. So it's a good tool. It's a very simple tool. You do have to develop some skills with it, but it works great. And I certainly am glad I have it. And I usually do not like to go anywhere without it. My wife is sitting back there right now. She knows we go get in the car. I don't even like, I might not even be intending to get out of the car, but I like to have my cane with me. And the reason is because you never know what's going to happen out there, and you might need the cane. It's important to always have it with you. So anyway, that's all I've got to say. I think I was the last person.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful program. Now we will have our closing remarks by our Division of Services for the Blind Director, Dr. Cassandra Williams. So thank you.
I'm really inspired from all the stories and the information that has been shared today. And Gustavo, you just really raised the bar. So you always do. I appreciate you. And I just want to just go on record. I thank Ms. Cheyenne Caldwell, the student from Arkansas School of Blind and Visually Impaired, for that beautiful song. I think they're already gone, but I'm going to make sure I reach out to her. Well, I think I see them in the back there, but just thank her for that. I want to thank all of our speakers. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your stories and just educating us on the things that we can do to make this better, make the lives of individuals who are blind and visually impaired better. So we really want to thank you for that. I want to encourage all of you to visit our vendors in the back, they're in the very back of the room around the perimeter, to see if you can learn something more about what we can do to improve the lives of individuals who are blind and visually impaired. We have so many resources. I know it's Substance for the Blind, but we have several other vendors here that are representing their organizations. I want to thank Ms. Raymond Lewis in the back, if you'll stand or clap so people kind of know where you are. She's our DSP field administrator. We want to thank her for organizing and working in. Thank Ms. Diane Finch, who's taking pictures and agenda and all the other logistics that we have here. Katrina Bowie is somewhere in the building, probably out somewhere here. She has a thing somewhere. Oh, there she is. And thank her for kind of just organizing our vendors and getting them here today. Thank all of our staff, y'all. I want to thank the partners, y'all. We would love to get pictures, so if you have a moment, we would love to get pictures with you, especially our speakers. If you could just kind of wear it down and tell us, to me, we would love that. And thank you again, Mrs. Latasha Mays, for serving as our MC. We really appreciate it. Thank you.